Prevention and cure due to parasitic pathogenic microorganism attack. Hi guys, welcome back. This is the second part about killing parasitic pathogenic microorganisms attack, which directly affects the entire human body cooling system. These parasitic organisms are a major of human suffering and death. Here they are. The world nightmare. Plague in an ancient city, 430 to 426 before century. In the second year of the Peloponnesian War, an outbreak of plague erupted in Athens, spreading to Greece and the eastern Mediterranean. And 25% of the population died. The Antonine Plague of 165 to 180 Anno Domini, also known as the Plague of Galen, killed roughly 10% of the Roman population. The Plague of Cyprian, 250 to 271 AD. The disease took 5,000 victims a day. The plague spread throughout modern-day Europe and Africa and wiped out commoners and emperors alike. The Plague of Justinian, 541 to 549 AD. The first Old World pandemic of plague, the contagious disease caused by the bacterium Yersinia pestis. The disease afflicted the entire Mediterranean basin, Europe, and the Near East, resulting in the deaths of an estimated 25 to 100 million people. The Great Black Death, 1331 to 1353. Also known as the pestilence, the Great Mortality, or the Plague, resulting in the deaths of up to 75 to 200 million people in Eurasia and North Africa. Peaking in Europe from 1347 to 1351. Plague, the disease caused by the bacterium Yersinia pestis. The Great Third Plague Pandemic began in Yunnan, China, in 1855 during the 5th year of the Xianfeng Emperor of the Qing dynasty. This episode of bubonic plague spread to all inhabited continents, and ultimately led to more than 12 million deaths in India and China, with about 10 million killed in India alone. Flu pandemic, 1889 to 1890, also known as the Asiatic flu or Russian flu, was a deadly pandemic that killed about 1 million people worldwide. It was the last great pandemic of the 19th century. It has been conjectured to be influenza, a virus subtype H2N2. Typhus in Russian, 1918 to 1922, epidemics took place late in World War I and in the years of civil war following the Bolshevik Revolution. Typhus claimed some 2 to 3 million lives from 1918 to 1922. The Spanish flu, 1918–1919. The most severe pandemic in recent history. It was caused by an influenza A virus subtype H1N1 with genes of avian origin. It is estimated that about 500 million people, or 1/3 of the world's population, became infected with this virus. The number of deaths was estimated to be at least 50 million worldwide. Asian flu, 1957–1958. In February 1957, a new influenza, a subtype H2N2. It was first reported in Singapore in February 1957, Hong Kong in April 1957, and in coastal cities in the United States in summer 1957. The estimated number of deaths was 1.1 million worldwide. The swine flu, 2009–2010, it was caused by an influenza A virus subtype H1N1 PDM09, estimated there were 60.8 million cases. Or range, 43.3 to 89.3 million. Coronavirus disease 2019. COVID-19 is an infectious disease caused by severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus 2 or SARS-CoV-2. The virus is spread primarily via nose and mouth secretions. As of 3 September 2020, more than 26 million cases have been reported across 188 countries and territories, resulting in more than 863,000 deaths. Smallpox had plagued humanity for at least 3,000 years, killing 300 million people in the 20th century alone. The risk of death following contracting the disease was about 30%, with higher rates among babies. The New World of the Western Hemisphere has devastated by the 1775–1782 North American smallpox epidemic, caused by the variola major virus. It is estimated to have killed nearly 11,000 Native Americans in the western area of present-day Washington. The outbreak spread throughout the North American continent. In the South, it reached Texas, and from 1778 to 1779, New Orleans was especially hard hit due to its densely populated urban area. By 1779 the disease had spread to Mexico and would cause the deaths of tens of thousands. At its end the epidemic had crossed the Great Plains, reaching as far west as the Pacific coast, as far north as Alaska and as far south as Mexico, infecting virtually every part of the continent. The last known endemic case of smallpox was reported and the outbreak promptly contained in Somalia in 1977. Before the introduction of measles vaccine in 1963 and widespread vaccination, major epidemics occurred approximately every 2 to 3 years and measles caused an estimated 2.6 million deaths each year. Even though a safe and cost-effective vaccine is available, in 2018, there were more than 140,000 measles deaths globally, mostly among children under the age of 5. Malaria occurs primarily in tropical and some subtropical regions of Africa, Central and South America, Asia, and Oceania. Human malaria is caused by one or more of 4 parasites: Plasmodium falciparum, P. vivax, P. ovale, and P. malariae. Malaria is caused in humans by 5 species of single-cell, eukaryotic Plasmodium parasites, mainly Plasmodium falciparum and Plasmodium vivax, that are transmitted by the bite-infected female Anopheles mosquitoes. Carter and Mendes data, 2002. Malaria occupies a unique place in the annals of history. Over millennia, its victims have included Neolithic dwellers, early Chinese and Greeks, princes and paupers. In the 20th century alone, malaria claimed between 150 million and 300 million lives, accounting for 2 to 5% of all deaths in 2018. There were an estimated 228 million cases of malaria worldwide, the estimated 405,000 of all malaria deaths worldwide. Yellow fever is caused by a hemorrhagic virus that is transmitted by infected Aedes aegypti mosquitoes. These mosquitoes thrive in and near human habitations where they breed in even the cleanest water. The yellow in the name refers to the jaundice that affects some patients. No one knows for sure, but scientists believe that yellow fever has plagued the world for at least 3,000 years. A small proportion of patients who contract the virus develop severe symptoms and approximately half of those die within 7 to 10 days. According to the World Health Organization, estimates that as many as 170,000 people had yellow fever in 2013, and 60,000 people died. In 2016, an outbreak in Angola has spread to the Democratic Republic of Congo, with 3,867 suspected cases in Angola and 2,269 suspected cases in DRC, since December 2015. Ebola virus disease (EVD) is a deadly disease with occasional outbreaks that occur primarily on the African continent. EVD most commonly affects people and non-human primates, such as monkeys, gorillas, and chimpanzees. It is caused by an infection with a group of viruses within the genus Ebolavirus. Ebola virus was first described in 1976 near the Ebola River in what is now the Democratic Republic of Congo. The majority of cases and outbreaks of Ebola virus disease have occurred in Africa. The 2014 to 2016 Ebola outbreak in West Africa began in a rural setting of southeastern Guinea, spread to urban areas and across borders within weeks, and became a global epidemic within months. 2018, Democratic Republic of the Congo, formerly Zaire, Uganda, 3,470 cases, 2,287, 66% death. 2020, Democratic Republic of the Congo, formerly Zaire, information as of 6 August, figures provided by DRC Ministry of Health via WHO, 73 cases, 33 death. Parasitic organisms are physiologically dependent upon their host, that is, the living cells of an organism, for survival and benefit to reproduce rapidly. usually by getting its food from or at the expense of the host to death. But here, I will provide an effective ways of first aid for prevention and cure due to their attack. And you can do it yourself before you need or go to see a doctor. By knowing the 3 initial symptoms: losing sense of feeling, warm air comes out of the respiratory system, and cold sweat. For more further, you can watch the first part, human body cooling system. You know, these parasitic pathogenic microorganism diseases will make the body heat increase very quickly.
Why?
Because it rides on the cells of other organisms in the vessels and is easy to get food in large quantities, especially protein, and make them grows and spreads rapidly. On the other hand, the metabolism, immunoglobulin, also requires a lot of protein to increase its activity to produce immunity to overcome antigen-like virus or bacteria attacks. The increase in the metabolic rate leads to increased hoarding of heat excretion that makes body heat also increase. Where in addition to normal metabolism, the metabolism that occurs not only produces more immunity, but also attempts to dissipate heat itself. And when parasites infect the central nervous system, they will interfere with the brain control system. This makes us lose sense of feeling. It is even worse if they lose in the struggle for substances with parasites will make the immune system immediately decrease. The more increased body heat rate and is not overcome immediately will makes metabolic activities weaker too. Because blood cells and other organism cells that help metabolic processes will also die.
Then, what should we do?
Always keep the human body cooling system running well and smoothly. Where the water circulation must continue in one-way flow without being held back or lack of water, so that body heat remains in the thermoneutral zone. By starting to drink more warm water 37 to 42 Celsius degree or 98.6 to 107.6 Fahrenheit degree until the body produces warm sweat and the brainwork is excited again and fresh. To speed up and force out a warm sweat, you can do warm-up movements for 5 to 15 minutes. Or you can also soak in a warm water with bathtub. If there is no bathtub, you can shower directly with warm water, but the whole body must be exposed to the warm water, so that the skin pores soften and wastewater can come out smoothly. Don't forget to keep drinking warm water, to force an immediate change from the inside. Bath water temperature ranges from 39 to 42 Celsius degrees or 102.2 to 107.6 Fahrenheit degrees. Or as warmest as we can bear. Soaking for 15 to 30 minutes. Or bath, shower with at least 40 liters. Or 8 to 9 gallons of warm water. Do soaking twice a day for 2 days. The results are immediately felt after the first soak. Or you should do a warm bath twice a day for 3 to 4 days, and the results start to be felt after the second bath. Note: mixing salt or lime in warm water is great for hydrated skin. After drinking warm water and/or after taking a warm bath, the sweat will immediately come out. Wipe sweat and change clothes when it is wet with sweat. Remember, don't let sweat get cold on your clothes and always keep drinking warm water. At last, you can stop this activity at any time when you feel completely refreshed and healed. Namely when you feel fresh feelings or passion and your body heat decreases and returns to normal. This also shows that brain control is functioning properly again. For best results, keep drinking warm water until the next 1 to 2 days. You can reduce the warm water to 35 Celsius degrees or 95 Fahrenheit degrees and drink it like a normal activity. But wait a second please. For the treatment for diseases caused by a collaboration between viruses and bacteria, such as smallpox, where the virus makes or changes existing bacteria also attacks the body or vice versa. Mix bath water with an antiseptic, oatmeal flour, boiled water from the physalis tree, betel leaves, etc. Then we should dry the body immediately after bathing and also apply the medicine to the skin that is infected with a drug that kills the development of bacteria. Recommended for prevention during extreme weather changes. You can do it 2 to 3 times a week. To prevent transmission you can do it once a day for 3 consecutive days and then at least once a week. And for inner body protection, it is recommended to: first, consuming foods and drinks that contain lots of antioxidants, antibiotics and antibodies really help generate immunity. Or ask the doctor if you want to take the medicine right away. Second, drink tender ORS, so that the substance for making energy is still fulfilled. Third, eating bananas which are still fresh, its phloem are very good for covering infected intestines. And its nutritional content is also very required for immune metabolism. And its high fiber content is anti-diarrhea. Well guys, that's the way for prevention and cure due to parasitic pathogenic microorganisms attack, which directly affects the entire human body cooling system. Thank you for all the contributions and illustrations that complement my second video. And also thanks for watching.